It's Joinen, and welcome to things that are technically the truth. For example, you know who probably doesn't have one case of COVID? That island of people who shoot intruders with arrows on sight. God bless them, and I hope they're doing well. Probably true. Technically true. Eating too much cake is the sin of gluttony. However, eating too much pie is okay because the sin of pie is always 0. Classic math joke. Technically true. Estimate the heart rate when temperature is at 98.7 degrees Celsius. 0 beats per minute. What were they expecting? What were they actually expecting? The temperature of what? I don't actually get what the answer should have been. That's 100 degrees. That's boiling point. What heart rate is gonna be? Not 0. Fahrenheit? Maybe it's a typo. Okay. They meant Fahrenheit. Okay, that makes more sense. I guess they're talking about the temperature of the person. Because I don't know, I guess if you knew Fahrenheit, then you'd look at 98.7 and you'd be like, oh yeah, that's a fever or whatever. But to me, it's just boiling point. What is your idea of the perfect date? Day, month, yeah. Other formats can be confusing, really. That is the truth. You know, we have a lot of Australia versus the US debates. One of the more confusing things. I'm fine if someone goes backwards and they go year first, month, then date. You gotta set your direction. You don't just go one way, go backwards, and then the other way again. Putting month first, only okay if you're spelling it out. If you're actually writing in March, not 03. If you're typing in 0304, it's just confusing. Now we don't know whether it's the 3rd or the 4th or the 4th or the 3rd. Month, day, year. No, that's what I'm saying. I think that's how they do it in the US, and that's so confusing. Why do you start with that? Why would you start and just use the numbers? If it's like 12/10/98, how do you know? Why put the month first? Yeah, why does the month go first? It's always confusing, as an Australian, because you'll get your computer and it'll automatically be set up one way or the other. I'm looking at it right now, and mine is apparently in the American way. It says the 8th of the 3rd, which I look at that and I think 8th of March, but it's clearly not the 8th of March today. The fact that Americans will put month first before the day is frustrating, but not as frustrating as the fact that both are acceptable, because now you just have no idea. You just got to figure it out based on different contexts. But if you just see the date written out, you won't know. There is literally no way of knowing which one it is, unless of course the day is, 13 or above. So yes, I agree. Day, month, year is my idea of the perfect date. No, bro, it's year, month, day, minute, second. Yeah, if you want to go backwards, I don't care. That's fine as well. But as long as you're just always going in one direction, if you really want to put month first, spell it out. Write the first 3 letters of the month. This Sesame Street Muppet will become the first to experience homelessness. What? Oscar the Grouch been living in a trash can for 49 years. Yeah, I mean... But he lived there. The trash is his home. Well, yeah, but this Muppet presumably lives in the Sesame Street. Would that not be their home? I think, to be fair, I feel like I watched that one, Sesame Street movie that one time, where, you go into Oscar the Grouch's trash can, and inside it's, Snoopy's house. There's a whole world in there. Or was that just a fever dream? I don't remember. But why are they making the puppet homeless? I think for, representation? Probably to teach kids something about, how to interact, or... I don't know, to teach kids empathy and for kids to see homeless people as people. Yeah, and I think that's kind of the whole point of Sesame Street in general, is to teach kids lessons and life stuff. So I guess it makes sense. Bit rough for the Muppet, but my granddad is 75 next year. He didn't fight 2 world wars for this silliness. The First World War was more than 100 years ago. How did your granddad fight that? He didn't fight, as I just said. He didn't fight 2 world wars for this silliness. Got him! The First World War was more than 100 years ago, sure. But then how long was the Second World War? Is it not? Hold on. I didn't do history at school. I don't actually know what years these wars were, but I'm not even gonna look at I'm gonna try to figure this out for myself. First World War ended 1918. Okay. The Second World War, so you'd probably have to be like you totally could have fought in both. It started in 1939. You absolutely could have fought in both world wars. So like, the First World War was more than 100 years ago. How did your granddad fight in that? Well, he was around 100 years ago. And then oh, okay, no, I missed this part. This is why I should check chat before I start doing my math. I didn't check this part. I got too sidetracked by the idea that someone couldn't have fought in both world wars. I forgot about that part, all right? The granddad didn't fight 2 world wars for my silliness. Joinen, how much is 81 plus 19? Yeah, you. That's a tough one. That'll trick anyone. It's a fair enough question. What's 81 plus 19? You know, trips people up. It trips up some of the smartest people I know. My girlfriend is turning 32 soon. All right, another number one. I've told her not to get her hopes up. After all, I say, we're only going to be celebrating it for half a minute. When she asked what in the world I was talking about, I pointed out, this is your 32nd birthday. That's a good one. That's just a good one. Your 32nd birthday. It works for all of them as well. From 20 upwards, 22nd birthday. That's a good sign. Escalator temporarily stares. Have I talked about this before? The feeling, there's something so unsettling about stepping onto an escalator that isn't moving. You feel like for a split second, you feel a little bit sick, like motion sickness, because it's like lack of motion sickness. It's like you step onto it and it doesn't move and you kind of like, whoa. And it just takes a second to adjust and then you're good. More like stepping on an escalator, period. I feel like I went through a period when I was like 12 where I was just kind of scared of escalators for like a year. First day as a bartender. Customer, I'll have a martini. Dry. Me. Staring at all the liquid ingredients. I don't know how to tell you this. Classic humor. 250,000 likes. Sometimes I think about the guy at my poker table in Vegas who was kicked out after the pit boss said he was too drunk. Security came over, asked him to say the alphabet starting with M, and he replied, Malphabet. He was escorted out of the room. Why? Was he wrong though? I never understand those sobriety tests where they like try to get you to do like alphabet tests. Try to say the alphabet starting with M. MNOPQR, right? I don't know. The dumbest one, and perhaps the most common, is say the alphabet backwards, which is just hard for anyone to do. I can't do that. I mean, he's not wrong. That is the subreddit. LMNOP. Yeah, but starting with M, that means you skip the first little jig there of the LMNOP, and you only get M. MNOP. Like the L needs to be there. LMNOP. Anyone can start the alphabet from L. Starting it from M, it's just one syllable too late. If you are looking for an image, it was probably deleted. Oh, right. That's just that's just the website telling me. There's no technically the truth there. Although it probably is the truth. The Rock. No one can defeat me. Yeah, sure about that? Surely that doesn't have 5.7 billion likes. This didn't happen. 5.7 billion likes. I Googled it. Nothing comes up. Why is paper verified? What do you mean? It's paper. What? You've never heard of paper. How many people have Twitter anyways? I know that the 5.7 billion wasn't real. Let me clarify here. I know the 5.7 billion wasn't real. I was just checking whether the tweet in general was real. When you ask for someone's name, you're essentially asking them what noise you should make to get their attention. Yeah, I guess. You know, oi would work as well. You! Rah! One! Describe pizza in 3 words. Circle but triangle. I don't even know. What am I supposed to say? Harmonious algorithm. This is Korean. This is Japanese. Konnichiwa. This is Chinese. They're different. They're... It all looks the same to me. Squares. Fonts. The font. It came out as a square, so it's similar. It's different, just different number of squares.
I hate pepperoni.
Pepperoni, you know, in the ongoing Australia, US discussion, here's another thing that just isn't as much a thing in Australia. Pepperoni pizza. Sure, it exists, and people eat it, but it is by no means not the go-to pizza in Australia. If you don't like pepperoni, you do just fine. If you order you're at a party and people are like, oh, we're gonna order some pizza. You don't need to be like, hey, can we get one that's not pepperoni? You're probably not even gonna get a pepperoni pizza. It's only more recently becoming a thing because, like, again, it's like the whole, like, American thing was like, oh, the Americans like pepperoni. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe we should start getting some pepperoni pizza action. What is the go-to? It's a good question. I don't know if there's any one go-to. I don't know if it'll upset a lot of people, but I would say Hawaiian, like pineapple on pizza, it is a very common one. Really, extremely common. So it's like, I guess, like, meat lovers is very common. Pepperoni pizza is not even legit pizza. As an Italian, it's kind of insulting. Yeah, but like, let's be real. There's 2 main camps of pizza. There's Italian pizza, and then there's every other pizza. And to me, they're entirely different dishes. I enjoy both, but if I feel like one, I don't feel like the other. To me, they're just different things. You just can't handle the flavor. They're not interchangeable. Yeah, you get like a nice, like, actual, like, wood fire pizza. You just get like some basic margarita, Napolitan, you know, just some little splotches of mozzarella, just a couple basil leaves. Amazing. On the other hand, some trash Dominoes. Amazing. But they're just different things. What is your 1 in a million story? I once wised a random number generator between 1 and 1 million, and the number I got was 382,927. The odds of that happening are only 1 in a million. Cool story. As we would say back in high school, needs more dragons. I got Botox, and I asked the doctor, how many years younger will this make me look? And he was like, 0. You just look like the other girls your age who have also gotten Botox. I feel like you're telling jokes as a comedian and getting no laughs. You see, people always ask me, or people always saying, Joinen always laughing at his own jokes. I am just doing the hard work for you, you know? Not for you. No, sorry. The hard work is not laughing at my jokes. No, it's actually very easy to laugh at my jokes. I'm laughing for the same reason there's canned laughter in sitcoms. You know, I'm like giving you your cue. I'm like, this is the part. This is the part where you laugh. Otherwise, it's just a cut and we move on. And we're like, oh, you don't even realize that that was a funny moment. It would be awkward if you didn't. The other thing is, a lot of the time I laugh if I say something that I feel like is slightly mean, because it makes it feel not as mean. You see? I'm exposing all my secrets. Amazon's most shipped item is a cardboard box. What if I order a cardboard box? Do I get it inside a cardboard box, meaning I get another one for free, and then sell them on Amazon? Infinite profit. Infinite boxes. Wait, that seems like a joke, but maybe you're onto something here. Feminist. I'll use my mother's last name. Me. You mean your grandfather's? Why are you booing me? I'm right. I've never thought about that. It's a moment. I mean, obviously I knew that, but I just never thought about it in that way. I'm using my grandma's last name. Yeah, but that just means you're using your great grandfather's last name. What we see. What animals that can perceive a wider color spectrum see. Oh! It's smart. This one's a thinker. Waiting for someone in the chat to be like, I don't get it. There we go. Got a couple already. I almost didn't get it. Ah. Oh, that's so dumb. Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right, everybody at home who didn't get the joke. The joke is you can't see it anyway because you're looking at it with your human eyes. There's other colors there, but you can't see it. It's good. It's a good joke. Very smart. Very smart. The second one is so much more colorful though. Hey. Ah. What do you, we got an animal in the chat. Someone made up dinosaur noises without ever hearing him. Yeah, the truth is dinosaurs are just like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, pretty good, mate. How you doing? The average amount of skeletons in a body is technically more than one. That's a shower thought, if there ever was one. Is there like a stat on like how many people are pregnant in the world? Surely Google could tell me this. 5% of the total population are pregnant. So if we go human population, we've got what, 7.9 billion? If we take 7.9 billion, we end up with 8.295 billion. If we end up with, am I super dumb? I should just never approach numbers on stream. It's too embarrassing. You know what usually happens? When you do a boo-boo on a calculator and you're like, oh, okay, you know, that makes sense. You type it in, you go, enter, and you go, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then you move on. You're not sitting there for thousands of people to witness you and ridicule you in the chat and the YouTube comments. Here I just took the really long way around, trying to figure out what is the average amount of skeletons. I found out that 5% of people are pregnant, and then I extrapolated all the numbers and tried to figure out how many, and then I came back and then I got down to 1.05. The 5%. So it's 1.05 skeletons. If I'm not wrong, if I haven't made a double boo-boo, I'm pretty sure the answer is 1.05 skeletons.
If you think about it, pregnant women are just battle mechs for the babies.
That would imply that the babies control them. I guess they control them in some regards, but not most. Probably more because multiple pregnancies. Yeah, but our stats are not great anyway, because we've got 5% and we're just saying 7.9 billion in general. So we're already like, yeah, the extra addition of like some twins here and there, we're already not using perfect numbers. 10 hours of nothing. 4.6 million views. The dislikes are proof that people can dislike you for literally nothing. There's a difference between disliking you for nothing and disliking you for doing nothing. Right? Anyway, subscribe to the Chats channel. We chat. It's linked down below. It's not like this channel. It's chill. We just chat. And then there is the gaming channel where I post video games. Make sure not to miss the new big event. There's a big event that I am holding on Twitch. It's going to be Friday the 13th, so that it's easy to remember, 12 p.m. Except for the fact that it's not that easy to remember because if you live in the US, it's actually the day before, like 10 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to be declassifying another Joinen video that cannot be shown on YouTube due to copyright purposes. Completely disallowed from being shown on YouTube. Not just not monetizable, can't even be shown. So that's why we're showing it over on Twitch. 7-second riddles. It is the final video about 7-second riddles and about how their channel is dying. Make sure you're there. It's gonna be fun.